Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. Hope everybody's doing okay. Please forgive the funny speech that you're going to see. I'll explain all about that a wee bit later. This week I started something pretty cool. I think I mentioned it in my last video, but I started the AIP diet this week, which stands for the Autoimmune Protocol Diet. It is kind of a diet, but I don't really like the word diet because I think a lot of us use it as like the word we use when we're talking about eating to lose weight. And I don't want anybody to get like the wrong impression or anything. It's definitely not like a diet I'm using to try and lose weight. But if you've followed me for a while, you might know that I have Crohn's disease. I also have rheumatoid arthritis. So I've got a couple of autoimmune diseases. Autoimmune diseases are the kind of problems where your own immune system starts attacking your own cells because it views them as being like enemy cells. So it starts attacking them and it can cause like tons of inflammation. So the Autoimmune Protocol Diet is designed to try and reduce the inflammation in your body by eating foods that don't trigger inflammation. It's very, very restrictive and a little bit mental. But I thought I would try it because this last year or two I've had a lot of problems with my Crohn's. It's been really, really problematic and has got in the way of my shooting and my like general life and well-being. So I thought I would give this diet a go, especially when I'm not travelling very much. I didn't want to try it while it was still competing and travelling because of the like restrictive nature of it. It was going to be way too difficult. So it differs a bit. I don't know if maybe you know somebody with like celiac disease, they can't eat gluten. It's kind of the same as that. So if somebody with celiac was to eat gluten, then the gluten can cause an autoimmune response in their body. And they might not see any symptoms immediately, but it can like damage their cells over time. So it's not like if you're allergic to a food, like if you were allergic to peanuts and you ate peanuts, then you would immediately know that you'd eaten peanuts. Having like an autoimmune response to food isn't quite the same thing. Celiac is your kind of the sort of biggest one that most people know about. But yeah, it's not the same as having like a food intolerance or an allergy or something like that, which is like specifically to do with like the food that you're eating. So yeah, like I've got a couple of lactose intolerant friends who are just like, I like cheese, I like chocolate, I'm gonna have it anyway, and they just kind of put up with the consequences. With me, like I can eat certain foods at some time and have absolutely no symptoms from it, and then another time I'll eat the exact same food and I'll get like really like bad symptoms from it. My symptoms tend to be like severe bloating, which is obviously not very nice. It's not particularly comfortable. It makes shooting a wee bit harder, especially standing, because then like the sort of my core muscles aren't where my brain thinks they should be in a standing position, and I really like struggle to then maintain that position. Plus I can't do my trousers up properly and then my jacket doesn't fit and overlap, and there's all sorts of problems with it. So it's not the best. So yeah, this Autoimmune Protocol Diet is very restrictive, as I said. So I can eat things like meat and fish as long as it's kind of organic and like pasture-fed meat, wild-grown fish. It's not like farmed, like battery-farmed chicken, stuff like that. It needs to be like well-raised meat and fish type produce. I can eat most vegetables, but nothing in the nightshade family, which means like bell peppers, chilies, eggplants, and potatoes. I can't eat any of them, or tomatoes, or anything that's like comes from those. So I couldn't have like tomato paste, tomato puree, chips. Bell peppers make paprika, so nothing with paprika in it or on it. Chilies, nothing with chili flakes, nothing with chili oil, nothing. Can't have seeds or anything that's like from seeds, so any like spices and stuff that are seed based I can't have. Nothing soy based. Which rules out things like corn and miso and all that sort of stuff. It's probably easier to tell you what I can eat. So I can have sweet potatoes. They don't count as potatoes apparently. But yeah, I can eat sweet potatoes. Most other veggies. Fruit, I can have a lot of fruit, but like in moderation. So the fructose part of it, they want you to kind of limit it. some very restrictive AIP diets won't even let you have fruit, but I figured like fruit's okay in moderation. Dairy, I can't have any dairy, so like milk, cheese, eggs, and anything that's like from that. Any grains, so wheat, barley, oats, none of that. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. No alcohol, no coffee, no added sugars, processed or refined sugars, no like additives, like preservatives and stuff like that. So it's kind of like that Whole30 thing that people are talking about, but like way more extreme. So yeah, I'm kind of hoping that in a few weeks or a couple of months I'll start noticing symptoms like or a reduction in symptoms, like hopefully my bloating goes down and gets less severe and less frequent. And then kind of once I've gone through this elimination phase, it's about 30 to 90 days depending on when you start to see symptoms. After that period I can like reintroduce items like one at a time. It takes about a week to reintroduce one thing. So I'm thinking I'll probably do eggs first because they're quite versatile and they've got a lot of protein in them. But it means that when I reintroduce eggs, I can take like a teaspoon of it in the morning and then I can wait about 15 minutes. And if I don't get any symptoms, then I can have about a tablespoon. And then I have to wait about 3 or 4 hours after that. And then in the evening that day, I can have a whole portion if I've not got any symptoms. And then I have to not eat it again for the next 5 to 6 days. And if I don't have any symptoms over that week, then that food's fine. It's not a trigger for me. And I'll be able to reintroduce that into my diet. So I think this is going to be a very long process. If it takes 90 days, that's about 3 months for me to reduce symptoms. And then we've got the reintroduction phase, and that's like a week per thing. So, things I'm missing currently are eggs, cheese, and pasta, and I'm like, that's nearly a month already to reintroduce that. So it's going to be a long-term thing, but hopefully I'll actually see some benefit from it. So yeah, you can join me on this vlog and see my first week on the AIP diet and see how I get on. Okay team, that is me just back from the shops from my massive food haul, and I'm going to show you what I bought. So veg bag, baby spinach, some red onions, mushrooms. I only bought 2 avocados to start with because they go off quite quickly, but avocados, green beans, some asparagus tips. These are well expensive. Baby corn, some tender stem broccoli, also very expensive. Yeah, where possible I've tried to go with like Scottish grown. Obviously Scotland can't grow all of this, but for the majority of it, yeah, I've tried to go for Scottish grown organic produce. Also got some fair trade bananas. And then in this bag we've got eggs. Now I know I said I can't eat eggs, these are for Grant. Got some frozen blueberries. I'm allowed some fruit, so again some of those are for G. Yeah, it's basically like fruit in moderation because of all the extra sugars that's in fruit. Corn pieces, again I can't eat these because they've got soy in them, but these are for G. And then a whole bunch of other stuff that's for G, pesto. I got myself some herbs because I think mine are out of date, so I've got some parsley and some basil, so I can have herbs that are not seed based, which is fine. More pesto, and then I got a bunch more veg, so I got some carrots, 2 different varieties of sweet potato. These are actually from Egypt. I don't know if we can grow Scottish potatoes, sweet potatoes, but yes, these are from Egypt. There's another bag of different kinds of sweet potatoes, so I thought I would try both. Some parsnips, so I'm planning on doing like a bunch of roast veg, but also replacing sort of anything that you would use like toast, and replacing that with like sliced sweet potato. So like avocado toast with some smoked salmon. Instead of the toast, it'll be like a slice of sweet potato, which I have had before and is really good. Butter, again, dairy, can't eat that, that's for G. I'll be using like a lot of olive oil. Olive oil is fine. I tried to get like as clean an olive oil as possible. So literally the only thing in this is olive oil. Avoiding any preservatives. I love hoisin sauce, but I don't think I can have this. Yeah, it's got soy in it, so again that's for G. And then we come to the meat section. Mostly for the last like 2 years, I've kind of eaten vegetarian at home because G's vegetarian. For the next however long this whole thing takes, I'm going to be eating meat and fish. So I have a couple of steaks here. Again, where possible, I've tried to get like Scottish or British. I've tried to make sure I've got like organic grass-fed meat. It's quite difficult. In general, I've gone with like Scotch beef before, but again, like there's no guarantee of what you're getting. There's kind of a balance to be struck because I would love to be able to go to like a farm shop or a farm and get like absolutely fresh meat, but the like cost of it is such astronomically higher than buying it at the supermarket. And I'm going to Aldi because I've got Aldi vouchers through like Aldi sponsored Team GB, so we get some Aldi vouchers. So all of this didn't cost me anything. But if I went to like obviously a farm, I would get better quality, but it would cost a huge amount. So there's a balance. I also got some chicken and some smoked salmon. The smoked salmon's quite difficult. I need to check this one because it says it's cured with demerara sugar. And I checked all of the smoked salmons, they all were cured with demerara sugar, and I was like, does that mean it's burnt underneath it to give it a flavour, or is it actually covered in sugar, in which case I'm probably not going to be able to eat it. I'm hoping G's cousin Sally owns Tobermory Fish Company, so I was hoping in the next few weeks to be able to put in an order with her because I know the quality of their fish is like tip top. So I'm hoping I can do that and get some really good quality fish from there, and that'd be good. I also got some trout fillets and some salmon fillets, and that is me. So yeah, I'll take you through the week with me recipe wise, and that's that. It's me back from the gym, so I'm making my lunch now. So usually I would have something like a smoked salmon and cream cheese bagel, but I can't have bagels or cream cheese. So I've got some smoked salmon, and then I've got a sweet potato here that I've chopped into like little bits. I'm gonna pop those in the air fryer, and then I'm gonna have sweet potato toast with a bit of mashed up avocado in lieu of cream cheese and some smoked salmon on the top. And that's plenty of protein and carbs and the healthy fats from the avocado. And I'm still within my half-hour window from being back from the gym. So while the sweet potato is cooking in the air fryer, I'm going to have a shower, and then I'll show you the finished product. Also, I got this like magic thing. I keep seeing these on Instagram. So it's for like for your avocados. So I only need half an avocado, so the other half you just like plonk it in there. This avocado's a little bit big, but you get the idea. You put it in and then it's like airtight, so it keeps the other half of the avocado fresh. If I can get the back on it. I think that's it. There we go. See? Other half the avocado, still fresh. It's pretty cool. So yeah, here we have my sweet potato toast with a tiny bit of salt sprinkled on. Some guacamole, basically half an avocado and some lemon juice with a sprinkling of salt, and my smoked salmon on top. An AIP lunch recipe. Okay, that was incredibly tasty. Way better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, S tier meal. I'm going to eat that a lot. One thing I do have to do is go and work out the calories and do some calorie counting and macro counting because I'm still starving. But that seemed like an average size meal. Yeah, so I guess the only like risk I guess with this sort of diet thing is that I don't take in enough calories and end up dropping a huge amount of weight by accident. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out and go from there, I suppose. Okay, so I'm just back from the gym. I realised that yesterday I was so hungry I forgot to show you what I made for dinner. I had steak and roast vegetables. I did burn my broccoli. I need to learn how to air fry broccoli, but I think next time I maybe just like steam it in the microwave or something. Yes, I'm just back from the gym. I just did my run and I'm now making my lunch. This morning for breakfast I had the same thing I had for lunch yesterday, the sweet potato toast with some avocado and some smoked salmon. I was absolutely starving. And then yesterday I got some a salmon fillet and some asparagus cooking just now in the air fryer. And then I think for dinner, I don't really know. I haven't decided yet. I've got some chicken. If I can muster up enough energy, I think I'm gonna do all the meal prep that I was gonna do days ago. So like chop the veg and stuff, so it's a lot easier for me to make dinners and stuff. And yeah, maybe just like chop up that chicken, a couple of chicken breasts, chop it up, fry it or something, and then just have that in the fridge as a sort of go-to, so I can just like microwave it, heat it up, type thing, or maybe do like a one pan, um, yeah, roast veggies and roast chicken or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'll show you that later anyway. The other thing is, I treated myself to a Ninja Creamy for Christmas. My parents and my gran treated me to the air fryer, but I treated myself to the Ninja Creamy. I love ice cream. I will never say no to ice cream, it's my favourite thing. But obviously, ice cream's made with dairy of some description for the most part. And if it's not made with dairy, then it's got a shit ton of added sugars and preservatives and all that sort of stuff. So the idea with the Ninja Creamy was actually originally I got some like mint chocolate chip flavored protein powder, and I was going to make that into like mint, like my favorite ice cream is mint chocolate chip. So I was going to make it into like mint chocolate chip protein ice cream. Unfortunately, my protein powder has milk in it, so I now can't have that. But yeah, I looked up some alternatives that I could make into ice cream, and I made a batch this morning. It's in the freezer currently. So it's just like a can of coconut milk, a spoon of honey, like tablespoon of honey, a banana, at the moment, and I blended that up in the blender and then poured it into the creamy like tub thing. And then once it's ready, I'll whip it up into the ice cream, and then I was gonna like chop up a bunch of medjool dates and throw those in. You can like put in what they're calling like mix-ins, so like your chocolate chips would be mix-ins. So I thought I would chuck in a bunch of like chopped up dates and have sort of like healthy fudge caramel ice cream. So I'll let you know how it goes. But yeah, I'm quite excited for it. And that salmon is starting to smell really good. Okay, once again, I was distracted before I plated and started eating this, but it is really, really good. I did like a sort of honey glaze on the salmon, and it's very, very tasty, and the asparagus is also fantastic. So I had some roast chicken and veg, and then I made this ice cream. The ice cream didn't last long enough for me to actually film it, but it was very tasty.
So, right, okay, we're recording. So, what are you thinking? Okay. Nice wrap. Okay, so you're going to watch your body coming like too far forward and shifting across. Remember, it's sink that right hip. Good. That's, you feel a difference? Yeah.
Okay, so as you saw in that video, I was in hospital yesterday, which brings me back to the whole funny talking, funny face thing that I was talking about. Yesterday I went to have a procedure on my jaw. I think I mentioned in a few vlogs that I've been having a problem with my jaw since the World Champs in Baku in 2023. September 2024, last year, I had a procedure on this side of my jaw that put a steroid injection in and tried to free it up. Yesterday I had the same procedure on the other side. This side it's a lot more sore afterwards. I wasn't really expecting it to be this bad because it wasn't this bad last time. But as you can see, the sort of extra fluid in this side is pushing my jaw over. So my face is a bit squint, and I'm struggling to put my teeth together. My throat's still a little bit scratchy from the procedure yesterday. So that's what that's about. It's nothing to worry about. It'll go down in a few days. Yeah. Yes, that's me finished just about my first week on the AIP diet. It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be straight from the get-go. I definitely thought it would take longer for me to find it this hard. I wouldn't say I eat a ton of cheese, but suddenly not being able to have like a bit of cheese sprinkled on whatever was frustrating. And like pasta, I find it really difficult to feel full, I guess, because I'm not filling myself with like a ton of carbs. So I've been like hungry most of the week. And then snacking is the other thing. Like I'm struggling because I quite regularly will go and graze on things. And now I've not got so many options to graze on. So that was a wee bit harder. The ice cream really worked though. I actually finished my tub yesterday when I got back from the hospital, and haven't had a chance to make some more yet. But it was pretty tasty and it went down well yesterday. But yeah, I think we'll keep going with it. I don't really have much of a reduction in symptoms yet. I've still got quite a lot of bloating. I think it's quite an increase in fibre than what I usually take in, so I think it's maybe going to take a week or two for my body to readjust to that sort of intake. I just need to make sure I keep drinking water, and yeah, stick with it and see where it goes. But yeah, thank you very much for watching the video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you want to stick on this journey and see how it goes, then you can hit the subscribe button down below. It'll give you some notifications when my next videos are up. I'm trying to do these weekly now, so we're 2 in a row. Woo! Yeah, I'll see you next week, and thank you very much for watching. Bye!